Hello everybody and welcome to yet another commentary brought to you by Schlickblade. And in this battle I go against a man named Alex Wendland. I'm guessing that's his, well, name. On this map, I've never played this map before, it's Tohoku Forest, and it is heavily foresty, as you can see. Great areas to hide your units, place archers. There are two buildings in this map, one that gives you the bonus to morale, I believe, and the other, which gives you the archer's firing range, whatever it is. It replenishes arrows to units near there, and it also, I think that's it. I'm not sure. I've never really used them, never really had a use for them. Far more important buildings to take down. I really like this whole building thing. Alright, now, as you can see, I started out with 2 units of Yari Cav, 2 units of Light Cavalry, 2 units of Nodachi Samurai, 2 units of Katana Samurai, 3 units of Yari Ashigaru, my general unit, and 3 units of Bow Samurai. And as you can see, I begin moving my forces to control this area, which gives me a bonus to morale. Morale is it's an extremely powerful tool in this game, and I like to get as much of it as I can. I begin to move my units out and start assuming a more defensive capture position, and he aggressively tries to bring a large amount of cavalry and flank to my right. Now I saw this coming instantly, and I began moving my bowmen back and charging at him with my Yari Ashigaru. I also have these men that I was going to move through this forest over here and hopefully flank him as he came in through here. Now he moves over to the forest somehow, like I'm gonna not see what he's doing. But I begin to set up my defensive Ashigaru positions, moving my swordsmen in the center of the army and my bowmen on the outer edge, so that I don't have to be put under missile fire. My melee units are under missile fire while we're out there. I begin moving my Yari and light cavalry out to face his cavalry, which are now charging towards this part of my army. I begin moving my bowmen up to start capturing this, but then I realize that that's a mistake. That's what he's waiting for, so he comes to try to slam my archers. I move them back and charge my Yaris at them. My Yaris intercept them, thankfully, and he doesn't try to use any flanking maneuvers here. I have my cavalry over here, which I'm about to move along this path around his cavalry and slam him so he's out of cavalry for the rest of this match. This is what is called a hammer and anvil tactic. It's where you basically sandwich your opponent's forces and hammer down on them. Unfortunately, my unit named Hammer over there isn't being the hammer, and my Nodachi Samurai aren't being the anvil. So, as you can see, they quickly routed, and I took his very minimal losses. He has a very colorful army out here, mainly composed of spearmen, and at the time I thought that's all he had, so I wasn't at any risk of ranged warfare, and I didn't want to help my own guys with warfare, with archery, so I sort of made my bow samurai back down for this entire match, but it was alright. I realized he was starting to assume a more defensive position up here, and he was not going to charge at me, especially when I had a force this large with cavalry that would be able to flank him and do things like that. So he began being a lot more defensive, staying close to this heavily wooded area over there with high ground. I was worried that he might have archers in there, but I decided to start advancing anyway. As you can see, if I hit space, I'm starting to move my men up, my bowmen, because at the time I thought he still had archers up there. And as he began to withdraw, I thought he was leading me into a trap, so I started moving up again after I assumed a more defensive formation. He tends to like spearmen, and these are those are bulletproof. He does have veteran units, it looks like. These are all veteran spearmen. No wonder his forces are a little gimped today. You don't want to go in with all veterans. I mean, very rarely would you ever win a battle with all veterans, because the higher up your ranked veterans go, the more they cost, and especially your general. God, it's a cost you can't avoid, really. So you're gonna want to have a nice mix of veteran and non-veteran. I like to have a piece of veteran cavalry, the hammer, and I like to have my veteran katana samurai and my veteran Nodachi samurai. I started basically making a bit of a controlled field here. I didn't want him to be able to flank me when I started charging my samurai in. Charging is the wrong word. I sort of walk them to the battlefield. It's pretty much it for now. I mean, he's got a bunch of dead cavalry over here, and I'm sure they've routed off the map because I don't remember seeing any other cavalry charging at me. But at first I thought he was retreating again, and I was about to get a little annoyed because he was basically delaying the inevitable unless he has other forces hidden in there. Not to spoil anything, but he does. Just doesn't use them well. No offense to him, I mean, if you spam spearmen like that, you can't expect to hold any serious weight against infantry, really. He begins to start moving some veteran spearmen up into the forest here, and that's okay with me. I just need to keep my general nearby for all that morale boost. I really love using my general in battles for morale. It is incredible. Morale in this game is just ridiculous, really. I start moving my men up, and I notice that he's got hidden troops that are gonna try to engage my men. They wait too long. Otherwise, he probably would have done some serious damage to these samurai.
Hidden units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
With it, I start moving my Yari Ashigaru into, because I knew he hid men there, and I didn't know how far he moved those men. You can see here, he's beginning, or not, you can't see that. Yep, there you go. He brings swordsmen, which I did not know he had. He has Nodachi Samurai. They're all Nodachi Samurai. Ridiculous. Nodachi Samurai have an extremely good charge, but they can't fight out well in prolonged battles. That's why I like to keep Nodachi Samurai and Katana Samurai, so that they can sort of even them out. Just shock and awe, really. Alright, as you can see, I started to get a little annoyed with all these troops he had hidden, so I began moving a large sum of cavalry to begin a hammer and anvil tactic. Unfortunately, my hammer is still back there, and I would not like to move him up there because of all of those spearmen. He moves some cavalry to attack my Yari Ashigaru, and here comes the anvil, I mean the hammer. Oh, this is just gonna wreck him. It just sends them up into my samurai, and boom. Look at the morale. It just dropped like a rock. Over here he's got... Where's his friend go? Pretty sure he has a friend. I'm not sure if I already killed his friend. I think I did. So there's some need. Oh man, but I just crushed them. I just shattered their morale with those. And shortly after the game was won. So I'd like to thank you all for watching and subscribe if you haven't already. You know, maybe you might enjoy some of these more videos, more commentaries. I'll gladly upload them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and